Welcome to my kitchen, y'all. I am making homemade hamburger helper tonight, and I thought I would share it with you. This is one of those things that I did not make homemade for a long time because for some reason it intimidated me a little bit. I'm not sure why. And then when I finally made it for the first time, I was like, this is so easy. Why have I not been doing this? So I'm going to show you how I make it. Once you get the basics down of the ratios, the liquid to the pasta and those kinds of things, then you can change up the flavors and get creative with it. I'm going to show you what I'm doing tonight. It's kind of like a cheeseburger like a cheeseburger macaroni type hamburger helper. So I'm going to get everything out. We're going to get that started. I'm going to show you how easy it is. Like I said, you can use my recipe or you can change it up a little bit and make it your own. Audrey just took this sourdough bread out of the oven. She's been enjoying learning about sourdough and baking sourdough. So we're going to have some warm sourdough bread with our hamburger helper tonight. And we're also, so this is the starter. It's nice and bubbly and beautiful. And we're going to get some dough ready for bagels to let it sit overnight and have bagels tomorrow. I'm going to start browning my ground beef. And this is a 1 pound thing of ground beef. This is some of our butcher box meat. It's still a little frozen. That's okay. It'll thaw. I've had this ground beef before. We got some in our last box and it was so good. I'm also going to try this pasta. Now we will be trying this for the first time. We got this in our Azure order. It's a large ridged macaroni pasta. So we're going to try that in this tonight. I'm going to go ahead and season this ground beef while it's browning. And I'll add some more in a minute. I'm just going to put salt and pepper on it for right now. And then we'll add some extra things. Yeah. Audrey's asking if we're going to put turmeric in it because I have it out over here. I change it up. I change things up about every time I make it when it comes to the seasonings. But turmeric's so good for you that I like to put at least a little bit in to everything that I can. Oh, yeah. You know what? Let's put some of that in there, too. I'll show y'all in just a minute. She said that mushroom stuff. I'll show you in just a minute what. I can find it. This is the mushroom stuff that she was talking about. It's dried powdered lion's mane. We got it from someone at the farmer's market. She likes to put this in ramen noodles, but it gives a really good, I guess, like beefy flavor. I'm going to use chicken broth in this tonight. You could use chicken broth, beef broth. This adds a really good flavor. You could get like action shots. And this is how we brown frozen ground beef.
And you gotta be like one of the cool.
I could turn the light on for you so you can see better. This is an 85-15 ground beef, and I usually don't have to drain it. There's not a lot of excess grease, but it still has that really good flavor from having just enough fat in it. Now, as far as liquids, and this is what I was saying, if you can get your liquid to pasta ratio right, then you can play with it from there and create your own flavors. I'm going to use about 3 cups of chicken broth. So some of my home canned chicken broth from homegrown chickens. I'm going to put about 3 cups of that. Then I'm going to put this is a 14.5 ounce can of diced tomatoes. You could also use tomato sauce if you didn't want the pieces of tomato, but I had diced tomatoes in my pantry, so that's what we're using. And then about a half cup of heavy cream. And yep, I eyeballed that. From there, I'm going to go ahead and mix in the seasonings and things that I want to use today. I'm going to put some more salt and pepper. And I'm going to measure with my heart here, but about half a tablespoon of paprika and about the same amount of chili powder. I could have sauteed some fresh onion and garlic with my ground beef, but to keep it simple tonight, about a teaspoon of garlic powder, and then this is some of our onion, our green onion that we dehydrated from the garden. About a teaspoon of that. I'll put in a good shake of this turmeric. It's probably a quarter teaspoon. And I'm going to put a teaspoon of this mushroom powder. That's half. And another half. That's kind of how I like to season this for a cheeseburger, macaroni type hamburger helper. I forgot to show this when I put it in, but I did a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. And now all I've got to do is add in my pasta. Once the pasta cooks through, I'll finish it with some cheese. Measurements on the pasta, depending on what kind you decide to use, it will vary a little bit. Let me go ahead and measure this so I can tell you what I'm putting in here. You want about 12 ounces. And for this large elbow macaroni, let's see what that looks like. That's about 2.5 cups. I think that's going to be just about right. Here's a close-up of this rich pasta, and you could notice the texture change. It was really good. We enjoyed it. Now that this is boiling, I'm going to cut it down to a simmer, reduce to a simmer. I'm going to cover this, let it go for probably 12 minutes or so. I'll keep a check on the pasta, and once the pasta is cooked through, we'll come back and add in some cheese. And as simple as that, we'll have some hamburger helper, homemade hamburger helper. It really is as easy as getting your ratio of pasta to liquid right, and then flavoring it however you want. A little snack. Got a taste test, right? I let the simmer covered for about 7 or 8 minutes, and then I've taken the top off, and I'm gonna let it go another 4 minutes or so to thicken just a little bit, and then we're gonna add our cheese. I just tried one of these noodles, and it's perfect. It's al dente, so almost cooked through. It's gonna keep cooking just a little bit as I add this cheese in. I'm gonna put about a cup of shredded cheese. We're using a few Azure things today. This is the calico cheese that we got. We went ahead and shredded some of it up. We'll just put it all in. Sometimes I also add a spoonful of cream cheese. Should we do that? I put heavy cream in it. Maybe we'll leave the cream cheese out this time since instead of using heavy cream, you could use milk. And sometimes when I do that, I'll put a spoonful of cream cheese in at the end as well. Doesn't that look delicious?
I like al dente is one of the words Americans shouldn't say.
Americans shouldn't say al dente. Is it the accent? Is it that thick southern accent that makes it sound strange?
It sounds sort of like
Al dente.
like not.
Oh, right,
I know
like.
nobody's meaning it that way.
Oh, I just smacked you with it.
Gotta get your action shot. Swirl it around.
You gotta. Audrey said I need a nice action shot. I hit it again. I'm not good at this. Swirl it around. Action shots are like, that would be cinematic. Action shots are like in the moment.
When you learn. Look at that bowling pasta. It's so dramatic.
Y'all, look at that. Box stuff ain't got nothing on this. That little happy hand guy on that box, he ain't got nothing on this. I have taken my microphone off, but I wanted to show you that, so that's why the sound's different. That's what I'm getting at. So this is what it looks like after I turned the heat off and it's been sitting here for about 5 minutes. It thickens up even nicer. It always feels good to be able to ditch the grocery store prepackaged box things for something you can make at home. And it's so simple, y'all. Do you make homemade hamburger helper? If so, what's some of your favorite flavor combinations that you like to make? I'd love to hear so that we can try some of them out, because this is a regular in our supper rotation. I'm going to sit down and enjoy supper with my crew. Y'all get in the kitchen and make some memories with the people you love. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.